airport's campaign finance manager tomorrow afternoon. He scanned the area as he went on. 1 o'clock at the airport vortex. After Nero had imploded, Dwayne Clarkson had stepped into a leadership role at the Flagstaff facility. I kept my distance. It was no secret my loyalties had shifted. I called the Sedona Pack my family now. As far as I knew, there were less than a handful of Jaguar shifters who had ever been accepted into a wolf pack. Progress was slow, but the supernatural world was changing, for the better, in my opinion. But the Jaguar assassins I used to work with were struggling for survival without Antonio Severino's government contacts. The founder of Nero had spent most of his life building his empire on the backs of shifters in a top-secret quest to create super soldiers. Nowadays, Dwayne was taking money from powerful people and accepting jobs that involved kidnapping children instead of eliminating targets. Marks we had convinced ourselves were bad people. Or maybe I was the only one who had done that. It wasn't something we had ever discussed. Killing had been my job. I had tried to keep it from becoming my identity. I kicked at the dirt of the parking area. "Thanks for the tip, mate. I'll keep an eye on him." I paused, meeting Traeger's gaze. "Be careful. Dwayne's not stupid. He must know Newport's background. If that bastard gets a seat in the Senate, he'll be out to expose all shifters, not just werewolves. And if Newport finds the evidence he's looking for, we'll all be walking targets." "You and I know that, but Dwayne thinks he can control this." I shook my head. "He's a fool." "I better haul ass." Traeger's expression became more serious. "Be careful tomorrow night." Tomorrow was a new moon, the time when all Jaguar shifters would morph into deadly jungle cats. Since Nero headquarters had been destroyed, we no longer had a fenced-in sanctuary for our cats to roam free away from prying human eyes. I was lucky, though. My pack watched over Jaguar shifters like me, ensuring any and all hunting was for four-legged prey only, and was kept miles from city limits. "You too, mate." I clasped his forearm. It was a traditional pack greeting, and while Traeger wasn't part of my pack, he was my only friend left inside Nero. He was risking a great deal to help me keep my new family safe. He tugged on the brim of his black ball cap and wandered back to the main street, instantly blending into the sea of tourists. I looked down at Abby. "Let's go see what Kaya's cooking." She barked as if she'd understood every word I had said. I chuckled, reaching to scratch her square head. She tipped her chin up, her tongue lapping at my hand. "I love you too, little lady." We got into my car, and I checked my face in the mirror. My hair had a mind of its own, but I wanted to make sure none of my lunch was still on my face, and not because I was going to see Kaya. Fuck. I couldn't even lie to myself. I sighed. There was no future for us, and I knew it. If she ever discovered my secret that I'd been assigned to watch her in Sedona long before we ever met, she'd hate me. I didn't deserve her anyway. Kaya had big dreams, and she needed someone at her side who could support her along the way. Someone with less blood on their hands. Mine would never be clean. I'd never be able to stop watching over my shoulder, and I'd never want my enemies to become hers. In spite of that, I craved her company, and I'd kill anyone who threatened her safety. Abby and I entered the Red Coyote through the side door and sat at the table on the patio. This restaurant was Kaya's dream. She'd worked her way through culinary school and saved her money until she could open her own place. I'd never met anyone so focused on their goals and determined to see them come true. And she'd made it into reality. Her upscale restaurant was popular with locals and tourists alike. Through the glass, Kaya chatted with a well-dressed party of 5 in the main dining room. Her long black hair was up in a messy bun at the top of her head, and she wore black slacks with a red sweater that hugged her curves. As if she sensed me nearby, her gaze flicked in my direction, and her brief smile sent an electrical charge shooting through my entire body. "Hi, Vance." Brody placed a basket of blue corn chips on the table, interrupting my voyeuristic moment. He grinned at Abby. "Abigail, you're looking gorgeous today." My dog panted, her tongue curling up at the end as she ate up his praise. He straightened. "Can I get you something to drink?" "Sure," I nodded. "I'll take an..."